You might have a couple questions about things that you're working on or things that we're doing. I can take a few questions, and then unfortunately for all of us, because I'd really rather be here talking about these issues, I have to get back to the hall and talk about bail money. Let me just check here. And none of you have skipped bail any time recently, have you? Everybody's all accounted for and everything? You're all paid up?
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. I like that. So, any questions?
Are there particular things, maybe, you know, obviously these are a younger group, and one of the big issues is keeping young folks in Philly.
Yeah.
As a transplant,
Yeah.
that's it's sort of a big deal for me in 1996 when I moved to Philly from Minnesota. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like one of the big things about the quality of life issues is it helps keep younger folks here.
No question about it, and I think that well, we just announced something just a little while ago. And anyone here have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Just a few of you. Philadelphia just about an hour ago became the first city in the United States of America. You may have seen a story in the paper this morning about Find Your Philly. There's a new application. You know that commercial, there's an app for that? Well, there's an app that is now only available in Philadelphia. We're the first city to roll it out, where you can do virtual tours and get information about all kinds of historic and cultural sites about the city of Philadelphia, downloaded right on for the moment. It's iPhone and Droid. Later on this year, be a BlackBerry application, because there's so many different BlackBerries. It took them a while to kind of figure out how to do that. Developed by someone who is a Drexel University graduate, and Philly's his hometown, so he wanted Philadelphia to be the first place. Increasingly, we're on the cutting edge of any number of things. Some of you may have noticed there's a little bit of nightlife activity going on in the city. But first and foremost, especially for young people here, it really is about jobs, it's about quality of life, it's about the cultural and artistic scene. Of course, sports is a big issue here in the city. The Flyers naturally were just in the Stanley Cup. Phillies working their way back to soon be in the World Series. Eagles, well, they're working on it. And Sixers just drafted someone the other day. But yesterday, I was down in Chester. It's the Major League Soccer is here in the region, physically located in Chester, but of course their name is the Philadelphia Union. And so 5 major sports now being played in Philly or in the Philly region that, again, draws a lot of people, puts Philly on the national and international map. We're very saddened, of course, by what happened over the weekend with USA Soccer in the World Cup. But that's also generating a significant amount of activity. And again, they were here not too long ago over at the Link, and there'll be a great, another great match coming up with Manchester United. Luke Butler here is from Great Britain. So depending on what happens in the Manchester United Philadelphia Union match, there could actually be an opening in the office. I mean, I don't, you know, it's not a pressure situation. No, we're only playing. So there are a lot of things for young people to do, and of course, as you come out of maybe undergraduate school, you know, Philadelphia has a ton of colleges and universities, graduate school opportunities available to many of you. So there's a lot of stuff happening. We want you to stay and get involved in our scene here.
Can I ask one more question? Because
Yeah,
you're just down in the Gulf. Is that
I was, yeah, last Monday. Yeah, a long time ago.
Maybe that's obviously for the folks we talked to a huge issue. Our
Yeah.
members. Maybe can you
Yeah.
give us a minute on
I was down there. It was a quick overnight trip. Mayor Mitch Landrieu, the very new mayor of New Orleans, asked a bunch of us who are members of the U.S. Conference of Mayors to come and see what's going on and support all the Gulf City mayors in their efforts to make sure the federal government does what they're supposed to do and BP does what it's supposed to do. The one thing I'll say is the scene on the ground there, or literally on the water, was very different than what we continually see, that loop tape from you know, CNN or MSNBC, where you just watch the oil coming out of the ocean floor. On the ground and in the water, slightly different story. A lot of coordination going on among the local officials, the U.S. Coast Guard, and BP officials right there. There's a significant amount of devastation, there's no question about that, in terms of marsh and the ecosystem there. 50% of the wild shrimp in this country come from the Gulf, 35% of the blue crab, 40% of the oysters. So this was an issue that will not only affect the Gulf area, but all of that product, of course, gets sent all across the United States of America. As you well know, we have a tremendous number of restaurants here in the city. If folks can't get product, that's a problem. Significant amount of course, gas and oil come out of that area as well, which could affect many other portions of the country. I think the main focus really has to be on, obviously, capping the well, but more importantly, how we deal with these kinds of issues in the future, making sure the federal government stays focused, that BP does all that they are supposed to do, plus some, and keep the focus really where it needs to be, which is on the people in the Gulf. Their lives have been damaged. They're worried that their livelihoods and their way of life will be affected, not only for a long period of time, but potentially forever. And that is the story that's really not being told. There are a lot of people who are not fishing, who are not doing what they normally do today. They're actually out now dealing with oil cleanup. Many of them are working under contract with BP, using their equipment, their technology, and their know-how of the waterways to fight this spill. We were about 50 miles away from Deepwater Horizon, and you could see right what they call it. There's a sheen, and then there were clumps of oil even in the area where we were. It's a daily, constant struggle and battle for the folks down there, and we need to keep them in the forefront of our minds. In addition to the fact that, of course, New Orleans is still trying to recover from Katrina, which is now off the front pages because, you know, the one thing I would ask, we need to stop calling this a spill. As I said to the folks when I was down there, you know, a spill is something that happens with a glass of water or a carton of milk. This is a catastrophe, nothing short of that, and we need to call it for what it is. So, yeah, I gotta go. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming. Again,
thank you.
Mayor Michael Nutter.
Thank you. Thank you. Seriously, thank you Thank you very much for what you're doing. This is critically important work, and we need to help Philadelphians, people in the region, stay focused on the environment. Your door-to-door, person-to-person kind of contact is really the way that you communicate these kinds of messages. So no matter what's going on outside, people, temperature, or anything else, please know that you're doing something very important and that people like me and many others appreciate it. Thank you.